The Alabama Supreme Court just dropped a ruling that's shaking up the world of reproductive medicines. The Supreme Court ruled that frozen embryos should be considered as children and a person could be held liable for accidentally destroying them. The University of Alabama at Birmingham would continue retrieving eggs from women's ovaries but would halt the IVF process. The southern US state's largest hospital paused its IVF services over fears of criminal prosecution. During in-vitro fertilisation or IVF, mature eggs are collected from ovaries and fertilized by sperm in a lab. Then a procedure is done to place one or more of the fertilized eggs, called embryos, in a uterus, which is where babies develop. One full cycle of IVF takes about 2 to 3 weeks, according to the Mayo Clinic. It all started with a wrongful death lawsuit by 3 couples. This comes after a patient wandering in the embryo storeroom had accidentally dropped them. So the couple's embryos were destroyed at a fertility clinic in 2020 because someone apparently accidentally dropped them. The couples sued Center for Reproductive Medicine and the Mobile Infirmary Association under the state's Wrongful Death of a Minor Act. The law covered fetuses but didn't specifically mention IVF embryos. Initially, a lower court pronounced that the embryos do not qualify as people or child and therefore the lawsuit couldn't move forward. But the Alabama Supreme Court jumped in, sided with the couple and said that the frozen embryos were considered children. The wrongful death law applied to all unborn children regardless of their location, the court said. When the Supreme Court struck down a nationwide right to abortion in 2022, it had also opened the door for states to make their own laws on the issue. Well, Alabama already has a total abortion law at all stages of pregnancy. The White House called Alabama ruling a chaos, and both Democrats and Republicans are eyeing it closely. Republican candidates are nodding along, saying embryos are actually babies. Meanwhile, Democrats might use this as a platform to protect fertility treatment access across the nation. According to the Centers for Disease Control, more than 97,000 babies were born in the United States as a result of IVF treatments in 2021. The question of when an embryo or a fetus is legally considered a person is a factor in many state abortion restrictions.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today Newsmo.